FIFA 23 is officially out, and everybody is scrambling to get coins, buy teams, and do all that. The market has absolutely exploded on the first day here, and it's why I wanted to make this video to talk about the best players to invest in now, because obviously the best players to invest in during the web app are much different than what you want to do right now. So let's get right into it. So as I said, the market absolutely exploded today. We saw prices soar across pretty much every popular player here. Antony sits at 50k. Erling Haaland has gone from 44k last week to 109k. It was actually higher a little bit earlier today. Cristiano Ronaldo has gone from like 150k to 350k. I mean, some of these prices are ridiculous. Vinny is at 310k, and he was actually higher earlier today. I saw him up probably peak at about 350k. We'll see if we can see it here on the hourly graph. Regardless, you guys get the point. The market absolutely exploded, which means our investments may kind of change. Now, I'm going to put a pause on meta cards because I do think that some metas are probably not worth investing in anymore, and then some maybe are. But there is one card type I'm absolutely positive that you will make coins on. It's just a matter of how long at this point, because obviously, none of us can tell the future. We don't know what EA is going to drop as far as content goes. But one thing we do know for certain is that fodder is very, very cheap, and especially the high rated fodder of that choice. Now, fodder is obviously going to be very weird this year because we do have the new chemistry system, which means some players like Keylor Navas, for example, I'm not super keen on because I just, with his nation being so crappy, it's kind of hard to link some of these players in. But when you have players like Harry Kane who do have a good league, good nation, and stuff like that, and he's sitting at 11.5k, I just think that you kind of have to buy some of these cards at this point. And you don't have to go all in, but he does have 5-star weak foot. He does have, 91 shooting. He's not a bad card aside from the pace, but, a little chemistry style would fix him up just right if we were to throw, say, a hunter on him, and just like that, he actually doesn't look like a horrible card. And I think that can be said with a lot of these kind of high tier fodder cards. Some of these guys are super cheap. I mean, Fabinho, an 87 rated at 8k, that's just too cheap. So I mean, as far as investments go, if you want to buy one of each, just store them in your club and hold them for a little bit. You can make some good coins like that. Or if you really want to go all in, you can, and go ahead and just buy some of these players. Now, the only thing I will advise is that you be careful with that because we don't know how long you could be holding them for. And it's also worth noting that today, we'll switch over to the console here. The market actually peaked. For me, what I saw was like 7 or 8 million transfers. And judging off of last year with the PlayStation and Xbox markets, I'd imagine peak would probably be about 14 or 15 million, which we'll probably see when the full release happens this next weekend. The reason why I bring that up is we've only seen half of the player base get onto Ultimate Team already, which leads me to believe that the people that are playing now, they're the more hardcore players. I mean, if you're watching this video, you're probably a little bit more hardcore. What's going to happen when the casual players come on is they're going to see that, maybe they wanted to go ahead and buy, I don't know, just say a random Premier League striker like Gabriel Jesus, for example, or, their favorite Vinicius Jr., whatever the player might be, they're going to see that those guys are way too expensive. So what are they going to do? Oh, you can't afford Vinicius Jr. What about Eden Hazard? Oh, he sat at only 4k. I'm going to go pick him up. I'm going to go pick up Harry Kane at 11k. Fabinho's a good midfielder. Let's go pick him up. That's what those casual players are going to do too. So not only are you going to have fodder cards rise up for SBCs, but you might have them rise up just because little Timmy doesn't know any better. And it's also worth noting that some of these guys are kind of locked with bad price ranges too. So if an SBC does come out, it might make some of these guys look better. All right, enough about fodder because who honestly, they're slow investments. Let's talk about the meta market because the meta market absolutely exploded today. And as you can see again, just a lot of the prices are ridiculously high. Now, what cards are actually smart to invest in? Because, there's a lot of risk when you're investing in cards that have exploded as high as they have. And I think that some of the top tier cards are still worth investing. And when I mean top tier, I mean like the top tier cards. And that would include cards like Neymar, for example. I think 5 star at still only 700k. I think that's someone that's worth investing in. I think you can find more value in a card like that. Even Kylian Mbappe, he is expensive at 1.6 million. Yeah, he probably could go up a little bit higher, but if he was to fluctuate down to like 1.3, 1.4, absolutely you can go and invest in more of him. So yeah, I think some of those top tier cards, I know it's, it's not the answer you guys want to hear. I think those guys are worth investing in because they are ridiculously just they're so good, and there's still more room to grow as players will progress from someone that might have Lorente or the equivalent of a striker. Just say someone who's got Timo Werner, he's ready to upgrade. He might go ahead and move on to the higher tier cards. That might happen. You'll probably see that happen. People will move on from Rafinha. They'll go to Mo Salah, for example, as far as upgrades go. But a lot of these mid-tier cards I would probably avoid no matter what anyone is telling you, because a lot of them are super high in price. Luis Diaz, 35k for a 84 rated card, that's a lot to put in, especially, in next week's time. As supply comes in, these cards are going to get packed a lot more. Any card that's under 83, I'd be very careful of. Rafinha at 28k, he looks great and he seems to be a really good card, but how much supply are we really gonna get? If a lot of packs are being opened in the next week, this card's gonna die out before weekend league even hits. And the same thing can be said about some of these guys. Tomori, Varane, both sitting at 75, 100k. That's super high for cards like that. So that's why I say don't invest in cards like this. 82 rated Wilf Zaha. In a week's time, that guy will be 3k, just because so many people will start opening packs and getting them in. What we saw today was just an explosion of people finally getting coins, people buying starter teams. That is going to slow down. People are not going to be buying their teams as much. And when the casual user base starts coming on, they're not going to be able to afford these 50, 60, 70, 80k priced cards. They're just going to go with the cheaper guys until those prices start to come down. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. This is like our 4th upload of the day. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it a lot. If you guys, are kind of bummed out that these investments aren't for you, don't want to hold on to fodder, check out these trading methods instead. It's probably a more efficient way to make coins. And yeah, thanks for watching. Till next time. Peace.